Your camera has always been the tool to help get yourself started into making your dream come to life. But it is the lenses that help achieve to make that goal possible. And it's always been like this ever since cameras were invented, whether it be photography or in filmmaking. The lens choice that you use can tell the story that you are trying to tell. In today's video, I wanted to talk about two lenses that I have personally to help me tell my story as an editorial photographer, but it is also a gateway into those who are trying to get into editorial photography. Now, I have done plenty of videos like this in the past, and you can go check those out and then come back here, but I wanted to just basically help people a lot more get into that realm. That's if they want to, or just at least try it out. These are the two Fujifilm lenses that I have used personally to help anyone out to get themselves started. The first lens is the 23mm f2.8, well, f2, and then the second one is the 16mm 1.4, which is what I'm filming on right now. And like I said, I wanted to just pretty much help someone out to get themselves situated and started into telling a story that they would like to tell if they are getting into this type of photography. So let's get into it. Let's talk about both lenses and then end the video, because it's a hot day and I do not want to overheat my camera. So let's go. If I was to give an example of how this lens is, or what kind of feeling that this lens gives, it's very theatrical. And what do I mean by that? In filmmaking, when we are location scouting, we are trying to find a location that can tell a story that is kind of, parallel to our actor or actress. And that's what this lens does in a photography sense of way, especially in editorial. If you are in some type of urban environment, the mountains, the beach, the lake, anywhere where it's greenery and nice, this lens is definitely going to help tell a story with your model. But you might be telling me, aren't you trying to pay more attention to the model in editorial or than the background? Yes. However, it is always good to incorporate where you are when it comes to doing like editorial photography. Yes, portraits are the main thing of being from the waist up or from the kneecaps up, but it is also great to tell a story where the model is at. Where is this area? It looks like she's lost in this open road. She looks like she is a supermodel on the beach. She looks like she's having fun in this area where the mountains is. And this is why it's good to have such a wide lens to tell a story like that, prior to not having a smaller lens like the 23mm, which is equivalent to a 35, I believe so, which is only giving the model the attention more than the background. And this lens is sharp, it's beautiful on helping you tell that story in a wider sense, and it is great for full body images. Now, don't get me wrong, this lens is fantastic in a studio. If you are in a small studio, it does help a whole lot because it is wide and you don't have to worry about not having too much space into your frame or trying to get your model in the frame. But it shines like a motherfucker when you are outdoors in an area, especially if you have a model with you. This lens is fantastic to have. So I'm going to move on because I don't want to say too much about this lens, because I want to talk about it a little bit more down the line when I do my full-on impressions of or experience of it later on down the line. So let's go and talk about the 23mm. Okay, so the 23mm f2 lens is very more personal. It is an intimate lens, and it allows your subject to be more of the center of attention than the 16mm does. Now, this is very good, especially if you are trying to, like I said, get very personal, get up close, and allow the model's features to basically exhilarate the entire image. And what's also good about this lens is that it feels more of a home vibe to it. It's not only good just for models, you can also do street photography with it, and also do stuff around the family with photos or with the family with it. But if we're talking about for a model sense, you can make the photo shoot feel more of you are just the fly on the wall taking photos of this person, more than the 16 millimeter does. The 16 millimeter feels more theatrical with each shot that you take when it comes to taking a photo of the model, but the 23 just feels personal. It feels like you are documenting someone's life that you are with in front of your camera. And that's the one thing that I do love about this lens, and it has always been on my camera 99% of the time until I got this 16 millimeter. And it's always good to tell two different stories with two different lenses, and unless you have a zoom, but it's always good to have options when you are trying to do something in editorial. So the question I would ask again is what type of story that you are trying to tell when it comes to taking photos of your subject, whether you are trying to be further away but still be a center of attention with the entire environment with the 16 millimeter, or do you want something that is personal and intimate like the 23 millimeter is? I'll let you guys decide that, because I have no verdict on this. I love both of them equally, and I can't wait to give a further review-ish kind of thing on my experience having the 16 millimeter. So without further ado, that's the end of the video. I had to make this very quick because it is hot and I do not want my camera to overheat. So hopefully you guys have a good night or a good day, or whenever you're watching this. Bye.